Hey guys, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks like there's somewhat of an adjustment that's being made. Okay, so we're starting off with the Eight of Cups. It looks like a plan to leave, a plan to exit a situation. This is not necessarily something new. It seems like this is something that's been going on. What the Eight of Cups indicates, the way that I'm seeing this, is that there may have been something that like you were building, or something that you spent time doing, something that there's even like been somewhat of an emotional attachment that has been created or built upon, and now, like, whatever this has been for you, there is a plan to move away from whatever it is. It's kind of like time's up with this, and it's time to move forward. So you may even be at the planning stages where it's like, you know that you're going to leave a situation, you haven't like figured out completely like how that's going to happen, but you're in this stage where you've kind of decided that this is going to happen, and now it's just about like figuring out maybe the steps that you're going to take to be able to do that. I'm hearing something that you've been thinking about, which seems even like it's been a long time coming, because even for you to get to this stage of planning, it seems like that is even a victory in itself, with the Six of Wands being connected to the Two of Wands. Because it may have even taken you a bit to decide, hey, I'm ready for something new, I'm ready for something else, I want to embrace what's coming towards me, or even explore what's available to me. How do we expand from here? I'm seeing you on the lookout too for like ways to grow, ways to expand, to have the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter, and also the Page of Swords here. This is kind of, Jupiter speaks about like expansion, it speaks about opportunities, it speaks about like exploration, where can we go next, like what's available to us. And to have the Page of Swords next to it, it's kind of like looking out for those opportunities, like seeing where we can expand, like what's available to you, how far can we go, what's next, even trying to pick up intuitively, like, am I being led in this direction, am I being led in that direction. It reminds me of the term putting your feelers out. The saying. So you are leaving something that's part of your history. You may even be reconnecting with something that you once knew. I'm seeing the Six of Cups being a benefit to you. So this can be you looking back at past experiences. For some of you, there's I'm hearing contact information. There may be somebody from your past that's reaching out to you that is going to help you. It seems like this person is connected. This reminds me of having like a North Node contact with someone, like maybe even somebody connected with your Jupiter, or you connecting with another person's Jupiter. Whoever this person is that's coming through, I get that you're familiar with this person. They are here to help. I'm seeing like a message, a conversation being had between you and this person, connected with like even your current goals or your current aspirations, things of that nature. All right, so we have Taurus as the first major arcana. Yeah, it looks like a very solid direction that you're going to be going in. I am seeing definitely Spirit giving you nudges here, where it's like, keep your eyes and your ears open. There are going to be like messages, signs, symbols, things of that nature that are going to lead you. So it's just about being on the lookout for right now. I'm hearing there are answers to be found. I'm hearing what's next. So for some of you, this is about job exploration even. Can be about new things that you want to be taking on, where you want to be expanding within your career. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles, the Sun, the Empress. This can be like, hey, I'm feeling inspired ideas to be working on this, or like I'm having a vision about this. How do we create this? How do we bring this to light? There is, though, the Five of Wands here, which I want to see why. Maybe you have differing things. This can be like you have different ideas that you want to explore, or like projects that you want to get involved with, but maybe some of them are clashing. Something even needs to be organized and separated here with the Five of Wands. This can even be like a bit of resistance when it comes to what it is that you want to do. I'm seeing you be very solid about this, like getting to the point of being like, I know that I at least want to go somewhat in this direction, or I know that I want to work on this, or like this is a talent of mine that I want to explore more, or like I've always had this idea to like write this book, or to like make music, or to paint, whatever this is for you that feels like something that you would be birthing into creation with the Empress here and the Sun next to it. And to have the King of Pentacles, it's like this may be something related to like an activity that you want to consistently get into, maybe connected with your livelihood in some sort of way, could become part of your routine, maybe part of what you're doing to make money, things along those lines. This can also be entering into an arena, or even knowing that like if you go in this direction, there may be some even competition within that with the Five of Swords, or the Five of Wands. Can be like, I know that if I go in this direction, like into this environment, yeah, it may be a little bit hectic. Yes. Like, am I original enough? Am I creative enough to explore this? Questions that you have. Especially to have the Five of Wands next to the Five of Pentacles, it looks like there's going to be a turnaround or a change, because I'm seeing that there's something that you want to explore that you may be putting off or holding yourself back from, only because of being like, what is that environment going to look like for me? Like, what if other people are there? It may be hard to like get my line of work out, or to be seen, or to be heard. What if I don't get the recognition? Or like even what if my work isn't valued or taken seriously? Things like that. And I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles be connected to it. So it's like whatever inner resistance this is that you're feeling, or hesitance that you're feeling about going into a space that may not necessarily be the easiest, I'm seeing that your mind frame, if you are empowering yourself, if you're encouraging yourself, if you're telling yourself, I can do this, or I'm going to do this because it matters to me. I want to focus on the work that I'm doing because the work is important to me, and then whatever happens, happens. I'm seeing this is going to give you a turnaround when it comes to even your perspective that that you are looking at this with, and it seems like it's going to change things for you. Because if there's even so much of a focus on how what you're doing is going to be received, how like even other people are going to judge this, it is going to take away from this thing that is inspiring you, that you want to be working on. And if we get to the bottom of what the point is, when our goal is for what we're doing to bring a sense of like awareness, light, happiness, joy, then it doesn't matter what the like receptivity is. What matters is that the work that you're doing is important to you, and that this is an idea that you have for how you want to be expressing yourself. And I'm seeing you be very original. I'm seeing you be very creative. I'm seeing like so much that you have to share, so much that you have to give. It's just about like getting out of your own head and trusting and believing that this is where you're being guided. Because I'm even seeing you want to like make sure of something and be like, I don't know if my intuition is really telling me that. And I'm seeing it's like your intuition is telling you this. You're very clear on what this is that you want to be doing. It's just a matter of you really hearing that, of you tuning up the volume of your intuition and making a decision, and also seeing where you may have been holding yourself back or where you may be resistant, especially because you may be taking a bit of a chance with this, and maybe that doesn't feel like a reserved move that maybe normally you'd be comfortable with. However, the more you are trusting yourself, the more you're trusting your intuition, the more you're trusting your visions, your dreams, where you're being guided, the more easily you're going to be able to transition into actually doing this thing that you want to be doing this thing that you want to be exploring. For some of you, you've been like working in some sort of job for quite some time, and this is something that you're preparing to go in a new direction with. It's kind of like the path splits here, and by trusting like what inspires you and whatever new ways or additional ways you want to be expressing yourself, that is going to help you get to the space where you want to be going. Feeling like you are succeeding by giving yourself a voice, by expressing yourself on like whatever platform it is that you're expressing yourself on, or in whatever environment. I'm seeing too that when it comes to this message that you have, this message that you're sharing, this message that you're carrying, because it is coming from your heart, because it is coming from an authentic and an original space that you are like birthing into creation. I'm seeing Venus be connected with Jupiter here. So it's like whatever this is that you're creating, whatever it is that you're doing, however it is that you're expressing yourself, what you're making here, what you're accomplishing, what you're setting out to do, to have Jupiter connecting with it, Jupiter is going to expand. Jupiter is going to benefit whatever this is that you're doing. So whatever you're birthing into reality, whatever this idea or this vision, this dream is that you have, luck is absolutely on your side, and it seems like a lot is going to come from it, even getting you like more in touch with goals that you're trying to go after, things like that. Things become available to you, things become come into even like a reachable distance. The thing is as well that if you are comparing like your progress and your success to other people, or like this person at this point in time in their life was able to do that, and like look at all this work that that person over there did, it's going to put you in a space where, because of you comparing yourself to like anything that has to do with what other people are doing, it's going to have an effect where it will take away from what you're doing, because rather than it being like encouraging to you, it's going to have the opposite effect. So that's also something to keep in mind as well. Is there anything that you are subjecting yourself to right now that when you pick up on that information, it feels reductive to you and your ideas and what it is that you're doing? Or does this like expand your knowledge, and does this like bring you further and closer towards what it is that you want to do? So keep that in mind, pay attention to that, because it's like intuitively, if you are feeling blocked, or you feel like you're giving something mind that is discouraging you from doing what this is that you're doing, you want to be mindful of that, because it is going to make it harder to connect with your intuition and what it is that your intuition is telling you, especially if something that you're doing is putting you in a place where you're not feeling good about what this is that you want to do, because of comparing it to other people, or because of like absorbing too much information that is not actually helpful or relevant to what it is that you're doing. So I'm just looking at Taurus here. I'm seeing the Sun, Venus, and Pluto, and Jupiter. I'm seeing you thinking about something. I'm seeing you more on the receptive end here. It looks like there's a break that you've taken from either like communicating or speaking, or there's something that you're not replying to right now. It seems like you're trying to figure something out before you like venture out to do whatever this is. Even something that needs to be sorted with what it is that you're processing. For some of you, this is about the direction that you're going to be taking your business in. I'm hearing executive and I'm also hearing executing. Yeah, you may be disconnecting from some people and being like, hey, I need some time for myself right now. I need to be thinking about things, and there's something that you're prioritizing that's connected with like your long-term, what it is that you're building. I'm seeing the Emperor here, so this can be connected to like business, entrepreneurship, connected with your home, connected with like long-term things within your personal life, things of that nature. I'm looking at Virgo and Aries here. Even moving into a space where you're figuring out like even I'm getting it like this. There are multiple gifts that you have. Right now you're trying to figure out which one do I want to be focusing on. Which one is going to bring me like joy and happiness to be doing right now. That doesn't mean that the other things you're not going to get to explore. It's more so like what particularly do I want to focus on right now when it comes to my abilities, when it comes to my gifts, when it comes to things that I want to share. It looks like the only challenge is, I get the sense of you being your biggest challenge. To not sabotage something that brings you pure joy and happiness. And to really go with it just because it brings up those feelings for you. It's like if you truly feel connected to this thing that you want to explore, it seems like what the challenge is for you to like actually pursue that, to not go backwards. It seems too like you may have like a lot of responsibilities, a lot that you take on, a lot that you care for, even a lot of people that you have to talk with, stuff like that. If you don't give yourself this time and space that you need to collect your thoughts and to focus and to center, it's going to bring much more stress. It's like you are going to be going straight into a stressful situation, even one where you're going to end up like maybe even feeling burnt out. So I'm seeing this be necessary. It's kind of like closing off or even limiting some of the communication that you're having and spending more time with yourself so you can preserve whatever process this is that you're moving through, so you can do so effectively. Because if not, I'm seeing there be something that you may just get so overwhelmed with that it may be hard to work within, just because of all of the tension or the stress that's connected with it. It seems too like you need time to develop something, to give something time. Because it looks even like creatively there's something being developed, and rather than rushing through something, you want to give it time to develop, time to emerge. I get too that the High Priestess, I'm hearing someone's looking out. If you have something right now that is adding to your stress, if you have something right now that's distracting you from what it is that you're doing, you want to be mindful of this, because it is going to like essentially affect what it is that you have going on. It may make the process longer. The thing is that this is always about like your preference and what you are willing to do. If you're not willing to set boundaries, and if you are like willing to endure like a high level of stress, it may just slow you down a bit. It's not like you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. It's more so just an awareness. Like if you want to get this done quickly, it seems like you taking time out and like connecting with yourself and minimizing distractions is going to help you greatly when it comes to even like the pace and the effectiveness of you doing this. If that is something that you don't want to do, it may just take a bit longer, and it may be like more of a struggle just because of how many distractions or how many things you have going on at once. So I'm seeing there be this notion about setting boundaries, communicating clearly. If you feel like you need to take a break, need to take space, if you need to minimize interactions, things like that. I'm seeing that within this space of you like focusing on yourself, within this space of you minimizing distractions and just like going into hermit mode, so to speak, it is going to help you connect with your creativity, what it is that you want to share, like even getting more familiar with what this is, maybe even practicing what this is, and really feeling like you know the direction solidly that you want to be going in. I'm seeing this also be a time where there's a focus on not just you and what you want to share, but also the things that bring you a sense of joy and happiness and fulfillment, and trying to figure out how can we connect those things? How can I connect like what it is that I'm doing, what it is that I'm activating, I'm hearing, what it is that I'm participating in, and also joy within my life. How do I integrate those two things? Can I do something? Can I share a gift that I have that brings me joy? I'm seeing something that's going to take some time, but it looks very much like you are going to be going in the direction of potentially making a business out of this with the Emperor. It's just something that is going to take time. I'm hearing something about laying tracks down with the Seven of Pentacles here. It's like in order for you to get to this space where something becomes very serious, very official even, it's going to take time and patience in you nurturing those seeds. However, I'm seeing that it is very much something that is available to you to make happen. The challenge right now is to not do things too quickly, not to be short-sighted. It's to think about the long term for you, because I'm seeing the ways that you are going to get off track is by allowing distractions to deter you, or by thinking about just short term or even instant gratification rather than like long term what it is that you're building. It even seems like if there are things that distract you, which I'm getting this be like, it can be people, it can be activities that pull you away from this path that you're working on. It seems even like there's this deeper knowing that you have of how these things may affect what it is that you're doing. So it's something that you want to be aware of. And also recognize if there is anything that you are doing that you feel is limiting you, it may be the time to reduce those things or even to clear those cycles out completely. It's like letting go of something in order to grab hold of something else that you want. I'm hearing switch out. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I'm looking at Virgo, Aries, and the Moon. Okay, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.